Okay, welcome guys. We'll start in about a few minutes. We'll just let you guys jump in. We're here at Diamond Power Equipment, and we'll show you the grand tour of the place. No, that's like towards the end. Just let me know when it's 12, so we can start. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Is the audio good? Oh, someone said that? Okay, let's I guess we could start. Yeah. All right. Welcome guys. We're here at Diamond Power and Equipment. I'm here with Todd. He's the you can tell us about your role at Diamond Power.
I'm the office admin here, so I do all the accounts receivable, accounts payable, payroll, bills, everything, counter sales.
And how long have you been at Diamond Power?
I've been at Diamond Power almost 10 years. December will be 10 years.
Okay, wow. And do you know any history about Diamond Power? You know how it came to be?
Well, from what I understand, Tony, the owner, he owns Limb Walker Tree Service. He decided that, with all the repairs, maintenance, and buying new equipment for his tree crew, why not buy an inside job? He was getting ready to, get out of that field and let his son take over in it. So he bought himself an inside job. He got a partner, and they bought Diamond Power Equipment. And within the last 5 years, we bought his partner out. So now Tony's the sole owner.
Nice. And what kind of services do you provide for the community?
Well, it's outdoor power equipment sales and service. So all your power equipment, power tools, chainsaws, leaf blowers, lawn mowers. We decided to get into Cub Cadet because we wanted the side-by-sides over there. So then we started carrying the Cub Cadet line. When I first started here, all he had was Echo and Husqvarna. After that, we took on the Still line. We dropped the Echo line. And then we just started growing from there, taking on the Cub Cadet line and then the DR Generac products as well.
Okay, nice. Okay, so if you may, let's go inside and take a look at all the good stuff. You can stand over here. Okay, so Todd, talk us through what we see right now.
Okay, this is one of our showroom floors. We have all of our chainsaw accessories, trimmer accessories. Over here we display all of our trimmer lines from Still, all of our chainsaws, all of our blowers. On that wall over there we have the Husqvarna line, which is chainsaws and trimmers. And then up forward, that's my counter sales. All sales go through that front counter. Any repair people come in, want stuff repaired, they go to the counter. We take care of the paperwork, send them into the back.
And how many pieces of equipment do you guys, handle here? It seems like a lot.
Brand new equipment?
Yeah, brand new equipment.
Well, when we're in our busiest season, which is springtime, how many items do you think we could have? A lot. Yeah. I mean, we place big spring orders, in the fall. So right now we consider this almost depleted. Come February, we're going to have our rider line fully stocked, walk behinds fully stocked. We're having trouble getting product in the door because of the COVID and the plants having to shut down. So that's why you see a lot of bare stuff. But
And can you talk more about how COVID has impacted your business?
well, when COVID first hit, we actually flourished here. I mean, we boomed because everybody was stuck at home, can't go to work, so then they wanted to do their at-home projects. Oh, I need to go out and trim the lawn or get that tree cut down. So we were actually moving product really fast and hard to get it in. Now things have slowed down quite a bit because of the manufacturer plants getting hit with COVID, having to shut down, and then the bad weather they have over on the East Coast. That is a big problem with the manufacturers not getting product made.
Okay. And so if a young student or wants to get into this type of field, what would be the necessary steps for them to pursue that?
It depends on what area, because like I say, we have counter sales, we have office admin, we have shipping, receiving, we have service writer, we have technicians. So if they want to get into the technician field, the best thing to do is learn as much as they can on small engines. Douglas County is real hard of not having small engine, classes in school.
The audio?
Can't get it to load up.
Oh. Hold on. Well, it's probably on there. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that.
So how I can help the younger generation is to try and, there's a lot of booklets out there and stuff. What we really need is hands-on experience. Mechanically inclined, I know there's some farm kids that probably work on their farm and do their own chainsaw work and stuff like that. That gets them a good foot in the door. If they don't know anything about it, we try to train in our slow times. But in the repair business, and only being so many repair shops here in Douglas County, that's really hard. We're busy all the time.
And do you guys provide any assistance with furthering students' education?
So when we get somebody in here and they show that they want to stick it out and be productive and have the show decent knowledge of what they're doing, we'll send them to all the classes. So there's still classes, there's Husqvarna training, there's Cub Cadet training. We send all of our technicians every year. They have to go get recertified every year. So there is training out there that we do for our employees.
Nice. That's great to hear. At any time you guys want to ask a question, you are more welcome to ask a question for Todd. Now we'll move on to our next phase of our tour, which would be the back room.
You want to go through the parts, or do you want to go through the side?
I guess we'll go through the parts.
Okay.
Yep.
She said it's still not working.
That's got to be on their end.
Yeah.
She said she refreshed and it's not working.
So do you want to talk about this area or just?
Yeah, sure.
So in this room right here, this is our secondary showroom floor. Normally we're just loaded up with walk behinds, but like I say, we don't get any of that stuff till spring. So right now we just got what we have in stock, but we use it for our parts. All these vid bars are parts. We've got chains on top. If you can see over here to this side, this is our blade wall for all kinds of walk behinds and riding lawnmowers. So it's all the blades. And then we've got equipment here waiting for customers to come in and pick it up.
And can you discuss about the difference between a small engine compared to a large engine?
Are you talking like a small engine on a chainsaw versus a large engine on a rider?
Correct.
I'm not really a mechanic, so
Oh, okay.
That'd probably be better for my technicians in the back.
Okay, we'll go back there and discuss with them and
Because in theory, they're both once the large engines are going to be of course 4-stroke. These are going to be 2-stroke, so they take mixed gas.
Okay.
Other than that, they're both air cooled, so rarely are you going to see a riding lawnmower with a radiator in it that's water cooled. So, I mean, in a word, they're kind of similar because they're air cooled. Yet only one of them is going to have straight gas with an oil reservoir, mixed gas, no oil reservoir. So they lubricate with the oil mix inside the fuel to lubricate the cylinders.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, we can move on to the back room.
Okay, this is my secondary parts room right here. So we have lawnmower cables, all various parts for Husqvarna. Most of this is going to be Husky right in here, Husqvarna. And then we'll call shelf for customers who call in their product, call in and ask for something. We'll get it together for them. We'll have it all ready on the will call shelf so that when they walk in, they're not spending time for us looking for things. We've already got it gathered and ready for them.
And who typically does this kind of work?
Right now, it's front counter that'll do that, but it's everybody on hand because we're short-staffed.
Okay.
So whoever happens to answer that phone.
Nice.
Okay, we come on into this room. This is the shipping receiving room, service rider room. So this is Dean. He's my shipping receiving, and you can see he's receiving a lot of product right now.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of product is this?
Well, these are wedges for falling trees right now that I'm receiving in.
Okay.
And some trenches and some...
Mainly wedges.
Oh, wedges. Okay. And these wedges, when you said they're for falling trees, do you know how they are used, or?
When the cutter is sawing the tree, he'll wedge it, and it's going to help determine where the tree falls.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I didn't know about that.
So I have a couple questions, and it says when you're not short-staffed, how many employees do you have?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 9 employees.
Okay, and another question, how long does that training take?
The training.
That you send people to?
Normally, like Still, if they want training in Still, they start out online. When they come in the door, we'll get them set up with iAcademy, and it's up to how fast they can get through their modules. They'll become bronze level right there. After that, then the next year, they'll progress and go up to a 2-day seminar up in Chehalis. That's where you become Still certified, and that's mainly the technicians. All sales, office admin, even shipping, receiving, all of us have to be bronze certified and take modules on how to sell product, how to upkeep your business, depending on what role you're in the facility. Cub Cadet, they usually throw a 2-day seminar in the wintertime every year, and they go up and do hands-on training. And Husqvarna, it's all online through the Husqvarna University. I don't recall sending anybody to a Husky class. Okay. So.
And these learning facilities are local, or is that?
No. Cub Cadet is the only one that's going to be the closest. They're up in Salem. Okay. Still is in Chehalis, so I have to send my techs up to Chehalis, Washington.
Oh, wow.
And then, like I said, for Still, it's all online. We do everything else is online, like not Still, but Briggs and Stratton. We try to encourage all the technicians to become master certified, and all of that's done through books and online.
Okay. And that whole process, from when they start the program, how long is the program for until they complete it?
It never ends.
Okay.
Never ends. They're always coming out with newer technology. So anytime a manufacturer pushes out new technology, you're going to have to go learn about it. So like Still, every year I don't go to the classes. Dean won't go to the class. Sheriff's Tony, they'll go to where they talk about new product. Okay, that is once a year. The technicians, once they're Still certified, there's only one level higher than that, and that's gold. And in the state of Oregon, there's only one gold certified technician, and that's the main guy. Well, actually, it's not even in Oregon. That's in Washington, and that's JD. Once you become gold, every state's going to headhunt you. They want you because they even go by space, cleanliness, the amount of tools, how big your toolbox is. You have to have all the right stuff, and then pass all their tests. And once you do that, you're gold certified. That means you're master. You know everything about it.
And what's a typical salary for gold?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I don't discuss salaries with JD. I just know he's the one who handles all the warranties for Still on the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest. So if you can imagine Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and all of them states up there, one person does all the warranties. You know, all of our businesses submit the warranties to him. He's got to go through the claims and make sure they're legit claims and authorize them.
Okay. Nice. So let's move on, and we'll go back.
So this is one of my mechanic rooms right here. Looks like my mechanics are vacated. Might be on lunch. But we usually use this rack right here. This hoists up the lawnmowers, gets them up off the ground. And then we use this rack here to drop the decks so that we can work front and back or on the deck, whatever we need to do to the lawnmower. Over there's where we do the handhelds and trimmers. And then we come out into here, and I actually have another station over here. He's off fishing on a trip, so I can't really show you what he does, but he has another lift. He works by himself over here. He mainly does the walk behinds and starts on some of the riders and stuff. And we do occasionally get side-by-sides in.
And then all this back stuff right here, what's this back here?
So this shelf here is items waiting to be worked on, or items that we've already had on the bench and we need parts for them, or we're waiting for the customers to call back and authorize us to do the work. So sometimes they can bring the product in, they don't know how much it's going to cost to fix, so we tear it down, we investigate, okay, this is about how much it's going to cost, do you want to go forward or not?
Okay.
So, and then over here, this is everything that's completed, all the way over to there, waiting for the customers to come in and pick it up.
Okay. And
I have another couple of questions.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt.
Sure, go.
Are salaries based on completion of the certifications?
Salaries are based on knowledge. So, I mean, somebody who doesn't really know anything about the small engine repair, of course, they're going to come in and start low. But as they work up and progress up, get more certificates, get better knowledge, of course, their wages go up.
Thank you. And now, are there busier times of the year?
Oh, yes. So, out of the time that I've been here, I noticed that our busiest season is the springtime. When the rains quit and the grass starts growing, everybody wants to run out there, start up their mower, start up their trimmer, and oh my gosh, it's not working now, so they rush it into us. We get bottlenecked, so we've actually started putting in place what we call like service plans if you buy a brand new lawnmower, trimmer, or whatever from us. And we'll call you in our slow times and say, okay, let's get it in here, let's make sure it runs. If it doesn't, let's get it into the shop now, let's get it repaired, because it's our slowest time, it's the fastest turnaround time. We'll get it back to you. We use stabilizers and all of that here, good fuels to where we know that you can park it and when you need it, it's going to work.
Thank you.
And do you guys work with like local lumber companies in fixing certain equipment?
Most of our, not lumber companies fixing equipment. No, most of them will bring in chains, harvester chains, stuff like that. We'll sharpen all of that for them. But most of the lumber companies have what they call millwrights, and those guys fix their product.
Okay.
Where our busiest is the residentials and like the wood cutters and stuff like that. Those are our big, what do you call it?
Yeah.
You know.
So in this back room here, what are we looking at?
Okay, back here in this room, we store a lot of our bars, and we also do our chain sharpening in here. This is the owner, Tony. He's actually sharpening chains today. So if you have any questions about sharpening chains, he's the one to ask.
So can we get a demonstration of how
Yeah.
saw sharp?
basically what we do is set up the stone to the profile of the chain, and then we advance the chain around after it's sharp, and then it's just the process we go through.
And how long does this process take?
Well, for a chain this size, probably 15-20 minutes, and then you have to go through and set the height of the raker, and that's about it. So we'll do anywhere from 20 to 30 chains in a day sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow. I was mentioning the difference between a small engine and a big engine. Do you happen to know the difference between them for our audience? So is it?
Small engine mechanic is usually 2-cycle.
Okay.
So the 2-cycle equipment, it gets its lubrication from the oil that's in the mix, and then your lawnmowers and bigger equipment have a compartment, a sump where their oil is contained. But it's a totally different process. There's not 4 cycles on the small end. There's just 2. So they need a certain amount of compression, certain amount of just to run. So it's different tools, different whole different setup.
And for is there more questions?
There is a question. Tony, got a question for you. How many times can a chain be sharpened before it needs to just be replaced?
As long as there's good chrome on it, it can be taken down to the wear mark on the chain, which is about 3/4 of the way. So you can see the wear mark on the end of that chain.
So usually there's a wear mark down about this area, right about here, and normally you can take it down about that far. Anything less than that, if it gets too small, you stick it into wood, it could break off.
Good to know.
But the life expectancy of a chain also depends on who's using it too. I mean,
Who's
if you hit a
using
lot
it?
of rock or a lot of debris in your wood, you can eat up a chain real fast and have to replace it real fast.
And we don't just, this is a mechanical, not a chainsaw. This is a heavier gauge chain. And we go all the way up to a 3/4 inch chain that we sharpen for the big pawn saws and processors and all the rest of that. So we go from 1/4 inch pitch clear down to, clear up to 3/4 inch. So
Is that big harvester
that
stuff?
big harvester
I'm
stuff.
getting a loop of that to see.
Yeah, right back there. Yeah.
Oh, show you something. Wow.
So,
And you can see this one's down to the end.
yeah,
That's down there to where it can't be used.
And that's considered like a heavy duty
yeah,
chainsaw.
that's off of a machine, hydraulically fed.
Wow.
So,
And that would be cutting like what kind of stuff? Like
well, that's your timber where they saw it off with the machine and then go through and do the cross cut. That's the chain they use.
okay.
It's that very big 3/4 inch stuff. So. And then this is off of a smaller pawn saw or something else. But this is not a hand saw either. It's too long of a bar.
Okay.
That's probably an 80-inch bar or something like that.
Oh, nice. And this is Tony, the owner. For you guys who don't know him, so how'd you start? In this field, like how'd you come up with opening up a business and working?
My first business was a tree service, so I'm basically an end user. We support arborists and the fallers and loggers in the woods, so that's basically what we do. But I've been around it for probably 30 years now, so it's.
And do you have any advice for young students who are seeking to get into this field?
I believe that you could probably go anywhere you wanted in the world here, Alaska, South America, any state in, other than maybe Arizona. but any place that has trees and Arizona has nice trees in the mountainous area, so as long as there's trees, there's a need for chainsaws. So, and then string trimmers and small handheld equipment for all your landscapers. So we basically came from the tree side, but we do it all. We do the trimmers.
And what are your predictions for the next 50 years in this, field?
They get the light back on. They predict that a lot more people will be going over to electric power, and we sell a lot of electric chainsaws and string trimmers and hedge trimmers also. But right now it's only about maybe 10%. But if you're not going to use one that often, it's nice not to have to deal with carburation issues, fuel issues. So limited use, battery powered stuff is extremely important. So yeah.
And is it true that you guys are hiring at the moment?
We are hiring at the moment. We'd love to have some help. So
what sort of positions are you looking for?
well, I'm looking for a good small engine mechanic. I'm looking for a good rider mechanic, and I'm looking for a service rider to manage it all. So I can go fishing.
What is your thought on the qualifications for a service rider?
You want somebody with at least five years of verifiable experience. He's the guy that all of the technicians need to come to and say, I can't figure this out. He needs to be able to go troubleshoot and figure it out.
Okay.
He needs to be able to look up parts and do all that stuff correctly. So it's usually the best service riders are technicians that are too old to do it anymore, but they're really experienced. So 5-8 years experience would be a great service rider, right?
So Tony, do you have any tips for students wanting to own a business?
Be ready for a fight. Yeah, be persistent. Be prepared for what you can't see. So yeah, it's I knew that I was a workaholic, so why not invest my time in me versus somebody else? So that's.
But when you sit there and say, be prepared for what you can't see, what have you been against since you've been in here? The recession, the bridges, the repairs of the roads, now COVID.
Right.
So, I mean, anything could come up and just roadblock you right there.
Yeah, you don't know what there's so many outside influences, whether it's political, whether it's local, whether it's changing times, whether it's you just have to be able to adapt, keep moving forward, and pedal as fast as you can. That's it. That's all you can do. Some things you just can't control.
Definitely, and yeah, it shows with all the hard work. You guys been open for over 10 years,
Yeah.
So that's something very special.
Well, and we've been through. There's a lot of businesses here, Bayliner Boats, Alcan Cable. A lot of big businesses closed during the last recession, and we're the local guys, and we just keep, thanks to our community, we just keep plugging along, and there is a need for this. I mean, if we close down, there's just the corporate guys left. That's it. Corporate guys in the box stores.
Yeah, and we need more local businesses out here, and save our local businesses because they do a lot for our community. Also, we had an intern, Recruit Hippo intern here. Can you tell us about what he did and certain things that you found helpful?
Yeah, we start them out with the basic stuff. Usually we're having them assemble product for our busy season. Customer service, loading and unloading equipment, just running and grabbing a saw from the back and bringing it up to the customers. Just that kind of, unloading product for the elderly or somebody that's disabled. Just common filling in the gaps wherever it may be. So.
And are you willing to accept interns in the future?
Yeah, as long as they're able to smile under all circumstances. They need to have a good attitude. The rest we can teach them,
Nice.
So.
All right. Well, you heard it here, folks. Tony's been here for over 10 years. Huh? Oh, no, we'll continue. And we'll, thank you for your time, and we'll continue with the tour of your facility.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, I guess we can go back here and explain to us
Okay.
certain, and then
So back in this area, this is where we store a lot of our product. It's getting ready to be worked on, or it's already been worked on. We're waiting for the customers to come. Over to that side, that is all product over there that customers deem not worth fixing, has a blown engine or something, too much money to put into it. They would deem it to where it's just not feasible to even, you get something that's 10 years old and your engine blows, then you sink $1,000 or more into a new engine. What happens to a year later when your transmission goes out? So we try to tell the customer it might be in your best interest. It's time to buy a new one.
And what do you guys do with all these
Well, a lot of this equipment, like you see the walk-behind mowers over there, the riders, we actually get a couple of schools. I believe Oakland, Elkton School District and stuff like that, they do have small repair mechanic classes. So they'll come and they'll cherry pick a few things and take them, let the kids tinker with them. Other than that, we just call in a scrap guy. He comes in and takes everything from us. He'll harvest the parts he can for what he does, and then just take the rest of the scrap yard.
The school, do you donate those to the school?
Yeah. We won't charge for stuff that's not worth fixing. They want to come and gather some things just to show students how small engines work. Come get it. You can have it.
Nice.
And then over here in this bullpen, this is where we normally store, and it's normally stacked 3-4 high all the way deep with lawnmowers. But like I said, this is our slow season. We don't want to be sitting on them. We had a good spring season. We were able to sell through them. I only see 4 back there, so with what we got on the lot, we actually had a good spring season. And come February, we're going to be stocked back up again.
And so typically, when do you guys start to pick back up?
Well, it really depends on the rain and all of that. Like I said, usually January, February, you're into the rainy season. March, you might start drying out. That's when the weather turns, that's when we turn on. So we have to be ready. We have to be prepared. So that's why when we place our orders in the fall for the springtime, we get to designate when we want them to come in. So we're anticipating to start getting our loads in February, then another load, say, in March, and then another big load in April. Then after that, it'll probably be more towards the fall or summertime where we'll get our fall product in. So it's really season by season.
Nice. So yeah, it was great to have you guys talk about what you guys do for the community, and I appreciate your time.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you guys have any more questions, we can give you your contact number.
Yeah, absolutely. We answer all questions. I mean, even our customers, if you have a problem with your equipment out in the field, you don't understand how to start it, give us a call. We'll help you, or bring it in. We'll show you.
Okay. Well, thank you for that, and hope to work with you guys. in the future.
Absolutely.
And thank you guys for being a part of this tour. We'll have future tours in the near future. And thank you, and have a great day.